One of the most highly requested seeds for me to get every single mutation on in Roblox Grow A Garden is the grape, and I have just not gotten it to it yet, but today that changes and we are going to be getting every single mutation grown onto the grape. So I am going to go ahead and just place my grape right here, and then over here you can actually see we did AFK to get the Dawnbound mutation, and with that we did get Cosmic, Tempestuous, and Sandy, so we can actually skip out today on using the Pterodactyl and the Jackalopes. I'll save us just a little bit of time later, but there we go, our grape is growing in. And then with that, we already do have some sugar apples, but I am going to go ahead and plant just a couple more here to help us get the warp mutation done. So we're going to go ahead and spawn in our apple gazelle, and we're also going to just go ahead and get our mandrakes ready here as well. And then we're going to hit the grow all button on my main account, and there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and grab these sugar apples to get the warp mutation done. Our apple gazelle is still boosted, so we have some time here. And there we go. We got the warp mutation applied to a sugar apple. Which one is it on? Okay, it's back there. So warped is done. We can go ahead now and reclaim these 3 sugar apple trees. Just get these ones out of the way. And then we're going to go ahead and plant down some mandrake seeds here. And I'm going to spawn in an advanced sprinkler right over these. And then we're just going to use our watering can to grow these quickly. And then we're going to try to get the rot mutation done real quick here. Oh, and there we go. We got it twice. 3 times. We don't need it that many times, but yeah, we had some pretty good luck there. So we have it on 2 sugar apples over there, so we're pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up all these guys, and now it's time to get our grape to grow in massive. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is spawn in our mooncats here. Let's get 7 mooncats, and okay, that's 8. Let's go ahead and get a triceratops in, so it can help with speeding up the growth a little bit, and then we're going to get our sprinklers down, so let's do that. So let's get our Grandmaster sprinkler down, Master, Godly, Advanced, and our basic sprinkler, and then we're also going to spawn in our berry blusher sprinkler, as that helps with grapes and similar berry plants. So with all these sprinklers down and our mooncats, we should be able to get a pretty big grape to grow in, and then we'll get started with getting all the mutations on that grape. So let's go ahead and let our mooncats do their thing, and hopefully we can get a big huge grape to grow in. I don't know how long. I think the grapes do take a little bit longer than other fruits to grow in, especially if we get a big one. It'll probably take a couple of minutes here. So we have a couple, not any really piled up together. I am going to go ahead and throw this one in this mix of 2, so that'll at least give us a small boost for our grape initially, and then we'll just keep doing this as the mooncats keep sleeping and until we get our triceratops to smack our grape and get it to grow in. So we're just going to do this for a second until we get a big grape. Hopefully we get a pretty big one. I don't really know the biggest grape you can get, but hopefully we get a decent size. And I'm going to actually clear my inventory while we wait and get some more carrots so we have some more for mutations. All right, I feel like we're going to get a pretty big grape. Like, there's no way we don't get a huge grape on this thing. We just got to wait for it to at least show the initial growth before we hit grow all. But I'm hoping our triceratops just hovers it and only will hit this and our sugar apples, so we can get these to spawn in and be nice and tender and juicy and stuff like that, I guess. All right, let's see how much our triceratops boosts this. Oh, he doesn't want grapes. He wants apples. Okay, that doesn't really help us. Thank you so much for the... Yeah, good job, buddy. You're doing great over there, man. All right, well, since he decided not to hit our grapes, I am going to wait just a little bit and wait for us to get a little bit of a growth, and then I'm going to hit grow all, and hopefully we get a big grape. So I'll be back in just a minute just to save some time here. All right, so I know this looks pathetic, right? But I think this is like the beanstalk where it visually doesn't get that big because I have stacked sprinklers on this for minutes on end. I have spawned mooncats. I even got my echo frog for my main account, and I just cannot get one that looks big. However, if you look at my inventory here, I do have a couple that I picked up. And for example, if we actually show this one that is 14 kilograms here, and then we compare it to this one that is 23. I mean, this one's a little bit taller, but this one's like a little bit wider. So like, it's really hard to tell like what the sizes are, but like this one's 13 and then this one's 12 and this one's like way bigger. So yeah, I think the sizing for the grapes is just really hard to tell. Oh, and then also we have this gold one at 37, which is even smaller than that one that was at 13. So yeah, I think these just visually don't get that big. So I assume this is actually probably one of our biggest ones weight-wise. And I think this one will be a good one to go with. It doesn't look good, but it's going to be amazing, okay? I promise. Since we got that done, let's go ahead and finally get started with these mutations here. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the chocolate mutation. Windstruck. We'll throw a pollinated spray on there. And then that is 4 mutations, or that's only 3. I'm Can't count. All right, well, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and go to my main account here. We're going to apply some sprays from over here. So on this account, we'll go ahead and apply a Cloud Touch spray, and then we will also apply Glimmering spray, I guess, just since we can buy those and those are easy to get. All right, and with that, now we have 5 mutations that can be converted to rainbows. So we're gonna go ahead and spawn in our Queen Bee, and we're gonna spawn in our Butterfly here. Queen Bee will cool down the Butterfly because it has an insanely long cooldown, and then this guy will convert to a Rainbow Grape, and then we can get started with actually getting mutations. However, we're gonna also go ahead and spawn in our Golden Goose today to get this guy started to lay us a fortune egg, which will save us some time. And then we're also gonna go ahead and start spawning in some carrot seeds, and we're gonna spawn in some of our pets that are guaranteed mutations since they go pretty quick. So we're gonna go ahead and spawn in our Lemon Lion to get our Lemon Lion out of the way, since this guy will give us Brain Rot in about 5 minutes. We're gonna spawn in our Swan to give us Graceful in about 5 minutes. We can do the same for our Cockatrice here, and we'll also go ahead and get our Badger out of the way today, or like right now. So we get the Crack mutation done in about 2 minutes or under 2 minutes. And I guess we get one more guaranteed pet mutation done. So let's see what else we got in here. We don't need our Jackalopes or our Pterodactyls today because we do have Sandy and Tempestuous over here in these carrots. We'll save time, not worry about those guys today. But what else can we use? I guess the Phoenix we can go ahead and get started as well. So the Phoenix is also a pretty short cooldown, about 7 minutes. So that way we can get most of these guaranteed mutations done and out of the way. And then we'll get Rainbow applied to our Grape and be good to go. All right, our Badger is applying the Cracked mutation to a ton of sugar apples and carrots, so we are good with our Badger. I'm gonna go ahead and pick him up to get him out of the way. So we can pick up these cracked carrots because we actually have a ton of them over there on our sugar apples, so we don't need all of these. We also did get Chakra applied from our main account, by the way, when I was waiting to get this grape grown. So that is over there and applied already, which is good. All right, so our Badger's out of the way. We can actually probably, actually our Swan's already boosted and our Lemon Lion can't really be boosted. So yeah, we're gonna get Brain Rot and a Graceful done now. I guess we'll boost our Phoenix to get this done a little bit faster, and then we can boost our Cockatrice to get that done a little bit faster as well. Since we have that extra pet slot, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with our Grizzly Bears so we can try to get the fall mutation done. I'm gonna also boost the Grizzly Bear since he doesn't have the best mutation chance. All right, so I'm gonna reboost the Swan so we get Graceful done, and then our Lemon Lion is going to give us Brain Rot. There we go, we got Graceful applied to a carrot, and we got Brain Rot applied to a carrot. So we can move these over to our platter for the Spinos, and we go ahead and pick up the Lemon Lion, pick up the Swan. That's another 2 free slots we have now. Next will be the Phoenix and the Cockatrice, so we'll get those guys done. For now, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in another Grizzly Bear for us, and we'll also spawn in our first Kappa here to work on getting Bloodlet done. So yeah, we have 2 Grizzly Bears, so we can hopefully get the fall mutation done. Kappa to get Bloodlet, that shouldn't take too long, just a couple cycles through that. All right, so next up we have our Cockatrice, who's gonna give us Toxic in about 1.5 minutes, and our Phoenix is going to give us Flaming in about 40 seconds here, and then hopefully we can also get Fall done, and then we'll have a couple mutations out of the way, and our Golden Goose will be laying an egg soon. And then with that, I'm going to boost our Queen Bee in just a minute here so we can get the Butterfly to convert that to Rainbow. We do have our fruits over here favorited with more than 5 mutations. I'm going to go ahead and just double check because I think there might be some new ones from getting these mutations that might have 5. Just, I don't know if the Butterfly to target anything besides the Grape, but okay, looks like we're fine. All right, we're good. All right, there we go. We have Flaming added onto that carrot and a couple of the sugar apples. I'm gonna actually pick up the sugar apples with Flaming on them because we don't need so many. I'm gonna pick up these carrots as well. And there we go. We do have Flaming added though over here to this carrot. So that mutation is done thanks to our Phoenix. And our Grizzly Bears are trying to apply Fall, but they're going to probably fail a couple times, so we'll have to wait a while. But Phoenix is done, and since we got that done, I'm going to go ahead and actually spawn in another Kappa so we can get Bloodlet done a little bit faster. Should be able to apply it to one of these carrots. I'm also going to spawn some carrots over here, so in case they do walk over here and apply Wet, they'll get Bloodlet to at least something. Bloodlet should be pretty much guaranteed now, and hopefully we get Fall done. But there we go. Our Cockatrice is shooting out its Toxic to carrots and stuff. There we go. Toxic is done. I'm going to move this Toxic carrot over here into the mix. All right, so I can go ahead and pick up the Cockatrice. Hopefully we can get Fall done with this Grizzly Bear, maybe. Oh, I got to reboost him. Fall mutation, please. Please. Failed. Okay, that's gonna probably take a while. That's fine. I'm gonna also boost our Kappas here just to get them done. But that means when these guys are done and we do have Rainbow, we can spawn these 3 in, and then we can also start spawning in our Chicken Zombies and our Disco Bees to get those mutations completed. All right, so I'm gonna wait a minute here to get our Fortune Egg, and then we'll, I guess, just wait around to get Fall, since I'll probably take a while, and wait around to get Bloodlet as well. And I think our Queen Bee now can be boosted without it being above 5 minutes. should be good. Yep, there we go. So we have about 4 minutes left and we'll get rainbow done as well. So that's good. Let's just wait for that fortune egg real quick. All right, fortune egg is being laid. Oh, he's gonna do it right here. Perfect. I don't even have to move it. Thank you for the fortune egg. Perfect placement. Go ahead and pick up our golden goose now. We're gonna get fall done. No, okay. That's going to probably take a while, so I'm just not even going to worry about that. And, all right, so I'll be right back for a couple more minutes. Let's wait to get rainbow, and then we'll get some more of our pets done. Oh, perfect. Our grizzly bear actually just applied the fall mutation to a sugar apple over here. I barely just missed it, but it's on one of these sugar apples somewhere. And then we got wet started, so we should be able to get bloodlet next. Oh, here it is. It's back here. All right, so fall mutation is done. Just want to make sure. So we go ahead and pick up these grizzly bears and get them out of the way. And then this next kappa should give us bloodlet pretty easy. And then we have about a minute and a half left to get rainbow. Also, I almost forgot, we did not spawn in our Raiju yet. We need to get the Raiju going so we can get the shocked mutation applied to some carrots or just anything. So Raiju is spawned in. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the shocked spray to one of my carrots so we can get static done. And there we go. So he'll eat this shocked carrot in just a second and apply the static mutation to some of our plants, and that will be another mutation done. But yeah, I almost forgot about our Raiju. That would have been sad, dude. He needs to have his moment. Just have his moment to shine. So our queen bee is now going to cool down our butterfly. Butterfly's cooled down. Butterfly is going to go for our grape since all these are favorited. And our grape is now going to become a rainbow grape. Perfect. And there we go. We have a rainbow grape ready. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up our queen bee. Our butterfly and our kappas just gave us bloodlets. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the kappas. We're going to move this bloodlet carrot over here. We can go ahead and unfavorite these fruits so we can get ready for our spinos shortly to move all these over. And there we go. We have a pretty good setup. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the rest of these wet carrots just to get them out of the way so we have less mutations to worry about for our spinos. All right. So our kappas are done. We only are down to our Raiju now, but let's go ahead and get some of our other guaranteed pet mutations ready. Oh, actually, before we do that, what am I saying, dude? We got to get our sprays done. So let's go ahead and add the pollinated spray back onto our grape. Let's go ahead and add the chocolate spray back onto there as well. So we got rainbow, chocolate, wet, and pollinated. We're going to go ahead and add some for my main account as well. So let's go ahead and add shocked back onto that. Cloud touched, verdant, glimmering, and luminous. There we go. So this thing now from sprays has about 9 mutations, and we're about to get the rest from our pets. All right, so now that that's all good, we can go ahead and favorite this just so we don't accidentally pick it up. We do also have a bloodlet grape in there, but we have that carrot over there, so I'm going to pick that grape up. All right, but yeah, this guy is good. Let's, yeah, keep him favorited. We don't want our Raiju to eat him as well. And so with that, I'm actually going to go ahead and favorite this carrot because that has shocked on it. I don't want him to eat that carrot. All right, that should be good. Nothing else is shocked. All right, perfect. So our Raiju will feast in just a minute here. I'm going to boost him so we get that done. He'll feast on this carrot, give us static. And then with that, we can go ahead and spawn in our peach wasp to work on plasma, since that takes about 20 minutes. Our corrupt kitsune, since that takes about 16 minutes to get corrupt chakra or foxfire corrupt chakra. We're going to get our spriggan in here. That also takes a while to get bloom. And then we can get, I think we might be able to actually start on our disco bees since we got a lot of our other pets done here. Let me just check. All right, so I was just making sure that I didn't miss anything. And I think I'm good. So I think we can go ahead and actually spawn in our disco bees. And then after we'll do our chicken zombies and the gnome, and then we'll be ready for our AFK setup. So this should be good here. I guess after our Raiju is done, I'll just throw in our gnome into the mix, and then we'll be good. And then we can finish these up and then be ready for our AFK setup. Yeah, that actually saved a lot of time getting the guaranteed pets done while we waited for rainbow. All right, so we should be good with our Raiju only targeting this carrot. Everything else that has shocked on it is favorited. Yeah, okay, good job, buddy. Don't eat anything else, only that one. All right, so we got static on some sugar apples and some carrots, and I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the carrots and start on the sugar apples. And our Raiju is good, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick him up and replace him with our gnome, actually, so we can get gnome done. And then I'm just gonna make sure I pick up everything else with shocked, or I mean static, just so it's less. All right, I think we're fine. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and unfavorite these again, and we're good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and BRB for just a couple minutes here while we wait for these cooldowns to finish up, and then I'll come back and see if we get any of these mutations done. So I'll be right back for a minute. All right, some of our pets are almost done with their cooldown, so I'm gonna boost them and see what we can get. Let's boost a disco bee. Get disco, maybe. Failed. All right, next disco bee. Failed. All right, I'm gonna just boost these two together. Failed. And all right, perfect. We got disco done on a sugar apple, so we can go ahead and pick up these guys now. Disco bees are done. I'm gonna boost the gnome to hopefully get gnome done. All right, that failed, but we should get it probably by the next time because we have so many gnomes now. I'll boost the spriggan to get bloom done in a second, the corrupt kitsune to get corrupt chakra or foxfire corrupt chakra done, and then the peach wasp, I'm gonna wait a little bit longer before I boost that because he has a pretty long cooldown still. But since we got the chicken zombies done, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in. I mean, sorry, we got the disco bees done, not the chicken zombies. I'm stupid. But since we got disco done, done, I'm gonna go ahead and work on getting zombified now from the chicken zombies. So we're gonna spawn these guys in, and hopefully they'll be quick and easy to give us zombified. And then let's go ahead and wait this next minute to see if we get corrupt chakra or foxfire corrupt chakra. All right, let's see what we get here. Maybe we'll get foxfire corrupt chakra today, maybe. All right, we got corrupt chakra on some carrots, and that's it. Only 2 carrots got it. All right, so I guess I will just move this over here then and pick up the other one. That's fine. So we can go ahead and pick up our corrupt kitsune then, and I guess I'm going to replace him with a queen bee to help with our cooldowns for the chicken zombies since they take forever. So we have a little bit of a faster, or maybe like an extra chicken zombie chance pretty much, because once these finish, she'll cool down another one. She'll cool down another one of these chicken zombies, and then we'll have a better chance for that. All right, so our Spriggan is now going to give us the blue mutation. It's kind of far away from... Oh, there's some carrots and sugar apples. You should be fine. Yeah, plenty of space. All right, so we got some over here on these carrots, so we can go ahead and pick up the rest that he applied bloom to, and we're good. We're cleaned up here. All right, so yeah, bloom is done and out of the way. We can go ahead and pick up our Spriggan. Let's go ahead and boost that peach wasp to get plasma done in the next minute and a half. And while we wait for that, oh, he's actually stinging one of our pets, a zombie. Okay, that works. All right, so while we wait for that plasma mutation, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in a mimic octopus to help us with more chance to get zombified. And then after that, hopefully we get gnome done before we get zombified, and then we should be perfectly ready for our AFK setup. All right, let's go and get plasma done. Okay, likes this carrot, just stuck on it. All right, cool. Thank you. I hope you're okay down there. All right, so I'm gonna throw this over here, and plasma is now done, so we can pick up our peach wasp, and I'm gonna spawn in another chicken zombie because I forgot I have 5 of them, and hopefully we get zombified done soon, and then we'll be ready to go for our AFK setup once we have that, and hopefully gnomed. All right, so we have acid rain going on right now, and a bunch of our carrots are getting the acidic mutation applied to them, so we will be able to get corrosive, which is good for extra multipliers. And also our gnome is almost done with this cooldown with our chicken zombies here, so I'm really hoping that we can see zombified getting applied and we can get gnome done, and then we can be ready to go for our AFK setup. So I guess we'll go ahead and see real quick what happens here. All right, hopefully we get gnomed, please. All right, failed, so we're gonna have to wait around for gnomed a little bit longer, but that's fine, I guess. All right, let's see if we get zombified done, though. We have this guy with about 20 seconds left on the cooldown, and then these with 2 minutes, so I guess we'll just see real quick if we get this chicken zombie to apply zombified. Otherwise, we gotta wait like another minute and a half for the rest of them. All right, let's see, zombified. All right, look at that. First one, we got zombified added to a carrot. Okay, well, that was easy. We got all this prep ready for our chicken zombies. Like, we got all these ready and boosted, and we got it pretty quick. And here's another one that failed. All right, well, anyways, we can go ahead and pick up our mimic octopus, queen bee, all these chicken zombies here, get them all out of the way. Actually, we are pretty much ready for our AFK setup here. Our gnome has not given us gnomed yet, but we can go ahead and AFK with that one, and then just come back when we get some more mutations and replace some of our pets with Spinos. So we have the gnome already in here to get gnome. Let's go ahead and spawn in our tranquil scarlet to get the tranquil mutation, our corrupt scarlet to get the corrupt mutation, got the space scroll for void touched, junkbot for oil, aromatic spaghetti sloth for sauce, pasta, and meatball to get spaghetti, and we have the aromatic shard to get aromatic, of course, lobster for meteoric and molten, which will give us infernal and blazing, and our griffin to give us cyclonic, which could be maelstrom and storm charged. So there we go. We have our 8 AFK pets ready to go. We're going to go ahead and AFK for a bit, see if we get any of them done. Once one gets done, we'll replace it with the Spino, and then the more that get done, we'll replace those with some more Spinosauruses, and then we'll be able to get everything moved over to our grape. So I'm going to just go ahead and make sure this is favorited still, which it is, and nothing else is favorited, so our Spinos will be able to eat once we spawn them in, and we're good to go AFK now. All right, so we just got gnomed actually applied to a carrot before I went AFK, which means we can go ahead and move this gnomed carrot over here, and then we can go ahead and spawn in a Mega Spinosaurus and get mutations to start getting moved over to our grape. And I think we're good. All right, so I'm back from my first wave of AFKing, and we did get some mutations done while I was AFK. So we do have pasta on this grape here, and we do have molten done. So those 2 mutations are out of the way. We also have meatball done and cyclonic on 2 different carrots. We could try to get maelstrom and storm charged. We also did get corrupt done, and I got to climb up to my sugar apples to see what else went on up here. More molten, more meatballs. But yeah, it looks like a lot of this stuff got moved over that we had up here, but I'll also have to check the actual plant to see what we got applied. Okay, we also have oil done. I feel like we got some decent ones done. There's probably more. Oh, and tranquil's done. All right, so there's probably more on the actual grape. We'll have to just look. But our griffin's done with cyclonic. Our spaghetti sloth maybe still needs to give us aromatic. I'll have to look at the grape The junk bot is done. We got oil, and then we got tranquil, and we got corrupt. So it looks like we still have our lobster, spaghetti sloth, and space squirrel. So real quick, I am going to just go ahead and take a look on here to see what's got moved over while I was gone. I can't really tell because these are in the way. There we go. Okay, so we do have aromatic done. It looks like we still need sauce. That's the only mutation we need from our spaghetti sloth. So we just need to get sauce. And I think we still need like the other ones. So we still need meteoric and stuff. So, okay. Yeah, so we made some decent progress. I thought we'd be a little bit further along, but at least we can get our spiners to start moving stuff over. So that is good enough for now. Let's go ahead and refavorite this grape. And yeah, we already got pasta moved over, and we can use this one for molten, and that should be good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and replace those pets that we picked up with some more spinos. Actually, let me go ahead and boost the space scroll real quick to see if we get void touch. I didn't see it on anything, but let me see. Okay, well, now we literally have it on the grape, so that works. Void touch is done now. So now it looks like we just need to get sauce, which I guess I can boost the spaghetti sloth to see if we'll get it done, and then we just need to get meteoric done. And that seems to be the rest of them. I'll go ahead and boost these guys, see if we get it, but besides that, we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in then our other mega spinosaurus, regular spinosaurus, other regular spinosaurus, and I guess I'll do a mimic octopus in the mix as well, and we'll also get our queen bee. And with all that, we should have a really speedy process of getting the rest of our mutations moved over to our favorited grape, and then having a grape with every mutation in Grow a Garden. All right, it has been a few hours, and we are back to our grape with all of these mutations on it. As you can see here, we have all of these mutations. We even got Maelstrom and Storm Charge today, so they didn't combine, which is actually nice for some extra multipliers. So in total, we have 36 mutations on our grape. However, if we separate Cosmic, we'd have about 37. Separate Spaghetti, 39. Abyssal, 40. Corrosive, 41. Harmonized Chakra, 42. Maelstrom would bring us to about 44, I want to say. Gloom, 45. Paradisal, 46. Storm Charge would be about 48. And Infernal would bring us to about 50 mutations on this grape. So this grape actually has about 50 mutations total on it. We got a lot on this thing with some really good multipliers on it. And we're going to go ahead and use our magnifying glass first to see the value. And then we're going to try to get amber on it with our raptors. So let's go ahead and check the value of our grape without further ado. In 3, 2, 1, boom. Our grape is worth 69 million, which isn't the best, but the grape really isn't one of the best seeds that you can get in the shop. However, we got this thing to almost 100 million, which is still pretty good. Oh wait, hold on. Am I tripping? I think I'm tripping. What am I saying? That's 69 billion. Why can't I count right now? Hold on. Okay, I'm actually tripping. I'm sorry. This thing is worth 69 billion. 69.1 billion actually. So that's 100 million mark. That's 69 billion. So we actually did get in the billion marks with this grape. Sorry.
I don't know what I'm saying.
But yeah, this thing is worth 69 billion, which is actually really good for a grape. And again, like I was saying, this isn't one of the best seeds that you can get. And the fact that we got this thing to be 69 billion is actually very, very good. So I'm going to go ahead and try to see if we can get amber on it now with our raptors. Let's go ahead and spawn all these guys in. All right, there we go. And they all are about to end with their boost. So let's go ahead and pick this up quick.
Nope.
All right, we did not get amber though on it still, but I mean, this thing is pretty good. 69 billion for this grape. I mean, look how insane it looks. You can't even really see what's going on, but I guess you can tell it's a grape with the void touched effect flying around. That's close enough. But yeah, this grape is worth 69 billion with about like 50 mutations on it again. So pretty good overall. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below if this grape is worth it, if you like growing grapes in your Grow a Garden. And make sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe for some more videos like this, and comment down below what you want to see me do next. See you guys in the next one.